What's up, boys and girls? Welcome to episode number 3 of my F1 2019 career mode. We're here for the Bahrain Grand Prix, this time here at the Sakhir International Circuit. Confidence is not very high coming into this race, to be honest. Just to clarify, I'm on 108th difficulty. There we go, finally got the words out. No assist. Just so I can confirm to all you guys what I'm running. So I'm running no assist, full qualifying, 50% race, 108 on the difficulty. So without further ado, let's get into practice.
Practice is just about to get underway here at the Bahrain International Circuit. This track boasts plenty of opportunities for overtakes, so it's up to the drivers to make use of the time to get comfortable with the track conditions. That's if they want to capitalise on those opportunities later. An opportunity here then for the drivers to learn the track and learn the car, and of course work out all the little kinks that show up when the teams put these cars together at the circuit. Anthony Davidson, this is all very familiar to you of course, so why don't you give us an idea as to what the drivers will be getting up to in these sessions?
I'd say the first responsibility for drivers during pre-practice is in gathering data for correlation purposes, which allows the engineers to match real-life data against the simulation. Secondly, the driver then needs to dial themselves into a circuit that they may not have driven around for a full year, which is a fact that's often overlooked. And then you finally focus on the details of car setup and the tyre wear. It's critical to have a good relationship with your engineer here so they can make the right adjustments at the right time to the car that ultimately bring out the performance you're looking for.
Alright, so here we are for practice 1 here at the Bahrain Grand Prix. We've had 4 upgrades go on the car, I believe, for this race. We've had a durability upgrade, we've had an engine upgrade, a rear downforce upgrade, and a chassis weight reduction upgrade. So all 4 upgrades passed without a hitch. So that definitely did come as a bit of a shock. But Friday practice got through that, no hitches. Apart from the qualifying pace, I found that incredibly difficult. I actually only barely passed that with a legitimate time trial setup on the car, so yeah, it's very, very difficult. We had to go and do the race strategy in practice 2. As you can see, we get the purple score on that because we just simply ran out of time in practice 1. I had to have 2 stabs at the qualifying practice program, but anyway, we got all the practice programs done, so things are looking pretty good. The car's feeling decent. I don't know how to describe it. It's like, just feels like something's lacking. Maybe it could just feel a bit off because it's got a rear downforce upgrade and no front. I don't know. Like, is that a thing? But I don't know. These are things we're all going to learn throughout the career mode as we keep going. But anyway, without further ado, let's quit stalling, let's go get into qualifying, and hopefully a Q3 spot awaits.
Bahrain qualifying is nearly upon us and the drivers look as if they're all geared up to go. I expect we'll be getting underway very shortly. Now then, Anthony Davidson, you're not getting any younger, but you have been involved in your fair share of qualifying sessions in an illustrious 30-year career. How do you deal with the pressure when you have that one chance to deliver a perfect lap?
It's not so much about dealing with the pressure, it's more about how you approach the risk and just how much of it are you willing to take. You're constantly balancing the car on the edge of grip from braking, cornering and traction, and over the course of a lap, it's easy to get that balance wrong, and that's why achieving the perfect lap is almost impossible. As you say, I've been doing this 30 years now, and it never gets any easier.
Alright, so here we are in qualifying 1. Sebastian Vettel sets fastest lap in the Ferrari, not really a big surprise, but coming through to the final sector, I didn't show all of the lap mainly because it wasn't that good. There was a few mistakes, and we do go out again at the end of the session, but yeah, I don't know what it is. It's real hard to explain. That I presume maybe it could just be because there's a rear downforce upgrade and there isn't one on the front. I'm not sure how that can kind of coincide with how it makes the car feel, but yeah, it just always felt like there was more time. Like, I don't know, it's really weird. Let me know if you guys have this kind of feeling. It could just be a one-off thing. Maybe it could just be a Bahrain thing. I'm not sure, but anyway, we're going to go now for a lap at the end of Q1. So sit back, turn the volume up, and enjoy. Alright, so being a pretty decent lap, about 3/4 tenths up, we come across the line and we go position 12, so we make it out of Q1. Not comfortably, certainly, but yeah, we make it out, that's the main thing. So we've progressed through to qualifying 2, along with our teammate Daniel Ricciardo, about 2.5 tenths ahead of us. Antonio Giovinazzi, the slowest of the 20 drivers. A bit of a surprise, to be honest, but yeah, all that matters, we've made it through along with our fellow Aussie, so things so far so good, but we can't speak too soon. Anything could still happen, but everything's all good so far, so let's get into Q2. Alright, so here we are in the garage for the second part of qualifying. We're going to go out straight away on a old set of soft compound tyres just to try and set a banker, and we'll go for an all-out blast on the new set of soft compound tyres at the end of the session, and hopefully there might be a place in Q3 for us. But the reason I've kind of, you know, included this whole lap in Q2 is, well, yeah, it explains itself. There you go.
You need to pit in. Your DRS is stuck open. We need you to pit for repairs.
So we have a DRS failure. It's stuck open. Reminiscent of, was it 2017? I believe it might have been 2017 Japan. Nico Hülkenberg at Suzuka. Did his rear wing not get jammed on? I don't know. It was halfway through the race or something. I think Hülkenberg got his DRS stuck open as he was coming up through the S section, so that wouldn't feel too good. But anyway, it's happened to us here, so that has kind of ruined this first run and thrown that in the bin. So now we've got to come back in, we've got to have it repaired, and then we've got to go out right at the end of the session for an all-out blast and hope, basically, that it's enough, because yeah, we haven't got a personal target time to aim for that we've set, so we've basically just got to go out, go hell for leather, and hope for the best. But anyway, we're fast forwarded basically 3.5 minutes to go now, so we're going to go out on the brand new set of soft compound tyres, and as you can see, the rear wing is still stuck open again.
The rear wing is stuck open. We need you to pit in so we can try to repair it. Pit in for repairs.
Man, that really pisses me off here. You have no idea just how frustrating that is. We spent the better part of 6-7 minutes sitting in the garage. They had all the time in the world to fix it, we go out for a qualifying lap at the end of the session and the rear wing's still stuck open. I don't know what to say about that, to be honest. That is just awful. But it's going to be P15 on the grid. 2 races in a row now. Albert Park was my own fault. I made a rookie mistake and threw it in the barrier. But here today we've had a mechanical fault with the rear wing. So it's P15 once again. It seems to be our favourite grid slot at the moment. But anyway, hopefully we can claw our way back up through the field and score some more points today. It'll be interesting and to see how it all works, but hopefully points are on the table.
Obviously I expected a better session, but these things happen from time to time. Try to make up for it in the race.
The curtain rises once more then on the desert stage of Sakhir as the players take their places for the opening act. Will they enthrall us like they did in 2014 with that titanic battle between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton? Well, we'll find out shortly as we get underway here in Bahrain. We go racing today around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit, with 15 corners and 2 good passing opportunities into turns 1 and 4. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left tyre into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. Bahrain has showed us many times in the past though, Anthony Davidson, that a good strategy will only take you so far. Beyond that, you need good racecraft and you need good consistency.
And a little bit of luck too, I'd say. This is one of those circuits where the safety car always seems to come out just at the right time to condense the field together and mix up the cars on different strategies. It's hard on brakes, it's tough on fuel, and the main overtaking opportunity is down into turn 1, where it's easy to outbrake your opponent and potentially have a bit of argy-bargy as well.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Butler, Hamilton, Charles Leclerc and Verstappen, Weber, Perez, Ricciardo and Lance Stroll, Grosjean, Sainz, Lando Norris and Raikkonen, Lee, Kubica, Daniel Kvyat and Alexander Albon, Russell and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
You were expected to be in a higher grid position than this. Let's push hard on the first few laps and move up a few places.
Alright, welcome guys to the grid of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Sat in P15 again. No, it's not my favourite number or what I consider my lucky number, but maybe I'll have to change it to number 15 because it seems to be, where we start in an awful lot, doesn't it? But anyway, it's only 2 races. Hopefully our luck will turn around next time in China, but we can't worry about that. We've got right here, right now to worry about. P15, it's really not where you want to be at the quote AI's paradise. I find the AI, and I know I'm not the only one, if you've ever watched someone like Tim McMurdoch's videos or Arab's or even TRL Limitless's videos, when he's made a few on, you know, how hard is it to beat 110 AI around this racetrack, and I have personally tried it myself in Valtteri Bottas's Mercedes. I think I tried it yesterday or something, and I couldn't do it even in a Mercedes. I think I was 3 seconds off the win or something, and it was only a 5-lap race, but I did not have the pace of those front guys on 110, so we're sat at 108 difficulty. Hopefully we'll be able to make something of this race, but we can't get too ahead of ourselves. First things first, we got to get through this start clean. So 5 red lights here for the Bahrain Grand Prix, and away we go. Pretty decent start. Robert Kubica, I don't know what happened there. He got a good initial launch and then he went nowhere. Kimi Räikkönen and Lando Norris going side by side. Carlos Sainz going for the big dive bomb into the first corner. We're side by side with, I can't tell who that is. That's Kimi Räikkönen and Lando Norris. youth versus experience, I guess you could say right there. We've got the Russian Danny Kvyat right behind us. We're going to lunge up the inside of Lando Norris. Just about keep it clean. We almost touch wheels. Thankfully we don't. We're still side by side with the McLaren, but we manage to clear him. And there we go, that's P14. But we're not going to stop there. Lunge up the inside of Kimi Raikkonen. That's for P13. Can we get good enough traction to get ahead of the Alpha? And we do. 2 positions again so far. Probably not the ideal start. Could have been a bit more aggressive into turn 1, but hey ho, it's done, and more to the point, we've survived with no damage, and we've gained 2 positions, so pretty good start. Cutting on down to the end of lap 3, DRS is enabled. Carlos Sainz with a bit of a lock up there into the final corner. That's going to leave him vulnerable to us. He's got DRS as well, but I don't think he's getting much of a slipstream benefit there. We power past the McLaren on the front straight, and that is up now into position 12. Next up, I believe, Romain Grosjean, and then Lance Stroll, I believe that is, in the Racing Point car. I still can't get used to that, Racing Point. It just sounds weird, but anyway. On to lap 5 now. We're potentially going to have a look at Grosjean. Yes, we are. Lance Stroll, almost. I think we actually did tap the Racing Point. I was going to call it Force India. I need to get out of that habit, really, but anyway. That is now up into P11, almost in the point. We're right on the fringes of the points now. Just checking the MFD, make sure we had no damage or anything from that contact. And now we're right up behind Lance Stroll, coming out of the final corner. DRS wide open right now, overtake mode on the ARS, rich fuel mixture, and even against a Mercedes powered Force India with DRS, we are still able to blow his door handles off. And there we go, up into P10, and now we are chasing down our teammate and fellow good old Aussie bloke, Danny Rick. That was yeah, excuse that voice, I don't know what that was, but anyway. We now cut on to lap number 8. We have caught up to the back of our fellow Australian in fairly quick timing. We those words didn't make sense, did they? Anyway. What am I going to do, guys, really? But anyway, right on the back of Daniel Ricciardo, we don't go for the move into the final corner. I wanted to have DRS on this front straight. And here we go, and he peels in actually, so exactly what he did at Albert Park. As soon as we caught up to him, he peeled in, and he's done the exact same thing. Cutting on to lap 9 now, the very next lap, and we are just about within the 1 second range of Sergio Perez, and the Racing Point car now peels in, so yeah, it's like nobody wants to get overtaken or anything. As soon as we catch up to some of these front guys, they're just, yeah, they're just driving into the pit lane, getting out of the way. So interesting, but so far so good. About lap 10, so probably another 2, maybe 3 laps, and we'll be coming in. But the car's feeling pretty good. Tyre wear isn't really an issue. We don't have any major rear end sliding or anything. I believe we've got Romain Grosjean, that is, about 4 odd seconds behind us. But lap 12 now, Lewis Hamilton pitted on lap 11, so we inherit the lead of the race. But as we come in now on lap number 12, hopefully a quick stop from the Renault boys, because we really need it. And that looked pretty decent again. In and out, no dramas. We didn't get held. 2.7 second pit stop again, pretty decent from the Renault boys, so can't complain there. But as you can see, it looks like we're actually coming in a little bit of traffic. Actually, scratch that, we're coming out in a lot of traffic. Haas, Alex Albon, Sergio Perez, Ricciardo right behind us on the soft tyres. So that is probably a strategy that's backfired for Daniel, because he has to stop again. He's on the fastest tyre and he's in 14th place. So yeah, strategy probably not quite going to plan for Ricciardo at the moment, but following Sergio Perez, we're going to lunge down the inside. Are we? Oh, kind of a... Oh, that was a bit dodgy from us there. We probably should have sent it up the inside like we have. But anyway, just having a quick peek through. So we've got Lucas Faber, Alex Albon, Sergio Perez, myself, Daniel Ricciardo, and a Williams. Not sure which one that is, but anyway, we're right up behind the racing point. There's yellow flags in front of us. Carlos Sainz is out of the Bahrain Grand Prix for McLaren. Let's have a look. Does he have an engine failure? Oh my goodness, he nearly gets collected by Lando Norris. Man, that would not have made Zach Brown happy. But anyway, on the lap number 14, Alex Albon peels in. We're now following Sergio Perez again. We're going to think about a lunge. Perez locks up, and again a kind of a half-hearted yeet up the inside, I guess, and yeah, didn't quite work. But anyway, we're still going right up behind the rear wing of the racing point. I personally feel like I am a lot quicker, but there's just no real way through in this middle sector, so we're going to follow him. Can we potentially line up a move? We're thinking about it. Around the outside, I don't know where I thought I was going to go there, but we've actually got a good run. Can we potentially go around the outside of Perez? No, we're not. But he actually throws it into the corner too deep. Now Sergio has run wide, and we get good drive. DRS open, and there we go, alongside the racing point car, and up into position 9. Took about probably 2 laps longer than what it should have, but better late than never, as the old saying goes. So now we'll be chasing down our old F2 teammate Lucas Weber in the Haas, I believe about 2.5 seconds up the road, so we'll see if we can eat into that margin. But a few seconds later on the front straight, Daniel Ricciardo now having a go at Sergio Perez, trying to go around the outside of turn number 1. Will he make it stick? He's still there. Perez squeezes him on the apex, and I believe Sergio actually hangs on to that position. Cutting on to lap 18 now. Now we're up into P3. Lucas Weber up into P2. Still yet to make his second pit stop of the race. Sebastian Vettel now right behind us, so we'll probably be demoted down to P4 in a minute. This is Devon Butler in for his stop, and I believe he actually gets held for the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc, and he does. Now jump back on board with us. Now back to Sebastian Vettel, and as you can see, the German is right behind us. And as we cut on later onto lap 18, we've reeled in Lucas, but not by much, not enough to get within the DRS. And at this point, I'm actually thinking, you know what, Seb, you go through. I can actually grab some DRS off you, maybe just save a little bit of ERS, a little bit of fuel, and yeah, maybe just look after myself a little bit more. So cutting on now to lap 23, I believe Lucas Weber actually peeled in at the end of lap 18, and Alex Albon is now out of the race for Toro Rosso. So we'll jump on board, and a bit of a weird camera angle. He's fiddling around with a few dials there on the steering wheel, so don't know, could it be a gearbox problem, or I don't know, could it be an engine problem? There's no smoke, but yeah, the Toro Rosso driver is out. Max Verstappen fastest lap of the race, 31.4, and I didn't actually really click to this until right now that we're in a podium position, and as we come onto the final lap, Bottas I think actually struggled to get past the racing point of Perez, and when he finally did, he was only really catching us by about 6, 7, 10th a lap, and the gap was 5.5 seconds, and he had about 4 laps, so that wasn't enough. But at this point, I'm just thinking, no mistakes, let's just bring this home. A podium from P15 would be absolutely unbelievable, and in a car that, more to the point, realistically does not belong on the podium, and definitely does not belong in front of a Mercedes. But somehow we have managed to drag this Renault up the field from P15 on the grid, so 12 positions gained. As you can see, quick glance behind us there just to see where the Finnish driver is. He's not even within DRS range, so we are looking good for P3 here at the Bahrain Grand Prix, our second ever race in Formula 1. Lewis Hamilton sets the fastest lap of the race on the final lap, 31.1. Is basically dominant all race, and being on the one stop almost just guaranteed him the victory. So Lewis Hamilton wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel now sets the fastest lap of the race as he crosses the line to take position number 2. But who cares about that, because we're only going to come across the line and score P3 for Renault.
Well done, good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
The Mercedes team pulled out a fantastic performance today. They should be proud. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
Alright guys, there we go. We have only gone and got a podium in our second ever race for Renault, our second ever race in career mode. And man, that is an unbelievable feeling, an unbelievable turnaround from what was a disastrous qualifying for 2 races in a row. We didn't really make up a lot of ground at the start of the race, but somehow we dragged the Renault up onto the podium. We now sit P5 in the Drivers' Championship, so we've gained a few spots in the Drivers now. 30 points behind the championship leader Lewis Hamilton. Ricciardo yet to score, obviously finishing outside of the points in this race, right behind Lucas Weber. Looking at the constructors, best of the rest by 11 points over Racing Point and Haas. And Williams, Toro Rosso, McLaren and Alfa Romeo still yet to score. So, let's go and talk to Claire and see what she reckons.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. You're now ahead of your old F2 rival in the championship. That must feel good.
Yes, that does feel quite good to get one up on Devon.
You were cutting your way through the field during the race.
Yeah, well, I mean, the car was great, felt good, so yeah, pretty happy.
Everything went your way today. It looked like you had a really good strategy for the race.
Yeah, we sure did, and it worked beautifully.
You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled.
I reckon they would be, with a podium finish in second race. I reckon Renault would be pretty darn happy with that, so yeah, they would be.
Appreciate your time.
Alright, thank you very much Claire, and thank you very much guys for tuning in as always. If you enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. You guys know what to do, but anyway. Fairly decent haul of resource points, no doubt. I believe we'll actually get the team bonus as well. Just wait for that. Yes, we will. 600 resource points. Over 1,000. Oh my goodness, we have 1,500 resource points to spend. Okay, we better go do something about that, but that was a pretty darn good recovery from the disaster in qualifying, so all in all, really happy.
Great work. That's exactly the kind of result I'm looking for. Keep it up.
Alright, thank you very much Emma. So, let's go to the R&D and see what we can do. Message from Carl, not too worried about that. R&D, as you can see we've got one upgrade on every single part of the car. So we're going to put a ICE upgrade on. Do we potentially think about a weight redistribution? No, I don't think we'll worry about that. We'll go an engine upgrade, just to try and boost us a little bit in pure horsepower. So there we go, we have an engine upgrade, front downforce and ICE durability upgrade coming for the Chinese Grand Prix. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to leave a like, subscribe, stay tuned for plenty more. And until the next video, I'll see you guys next time.